Great. Okay, so today we're going to talk about, so did you guys know about the Beirut? Did you guys know about this incident in Lebanon?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you know about it? And Billy, can you tell me a little bit about this incident?
Yeah, I heard and watched the news from the TV, and I think it is a tragedy because of some political event or issue. We ignored the dangerous bomb, and finally the bomb occurred a lot of people death, and I think maybe we can do something earlier to avoid the tragedy. It's very sad to hear the news.
Okay, so why did it happen?
Bomb.
There's
a lot of danger. Yeah, a lot of dangerous material or chemical materials occurs lead to a big bomb accident, and the result is of dying a lot of people.
So who is affected by this incident? Is there anything else you can add to this, Evan?
Who is affected? I think the people lived in how to say that country, Lebanon, right?
Lebanon.
Yeah, they live in Beirut. Yeah, and a lot of people were hurt and died.
Right. So, okay. So this is the pre-reading. Hope you guys did that. So, talking more about the world leaders here. Okay. So, I asked you guys to take a look at some of the things that they did. So let's start with the leader of France. So, what do you guys know about him?
I think the most famous thing about him is he married with an woman who are older a lot than him, I think about 10 years old.
I think I heard of that. Yeah, I heard of that.
Yeah.
The news.
And others, I don't know a lot about him.
Okay, so you don't know what he did during this time.
I don't know.
Okay, so what about Billy? Do you know anything about any of these people here?
I think he is an ambitious person, because he's very young, and to earn French's voter, French's citizen, and I think he's very smart. I heard the news from the TV. He voiced to the tragedy, voiced to the accident, and want the country in the world to help and to donate more resources to help the country, to help the Beirut.
Right.
That's all.
Okay, great. So then let's talk about generally, what do you think other countries should have done? It doesn't matter if they have done it or not. What do you think other countries should do? The first, right after the explosion, what should all other countries do? What do you think, Billy? What should they be doing to help?
Because we are family. We are the world. We are the children. So we need to support and give them a hand to help to transit 度过 to transit the hard time. So we can get more resources to help the country. It's very sad to hear the news. I think all the country, because we are human beings, so we need to help each other. Yeah.
Okay, to help each other. Evan, what do you think?
I think during this pandemic period, most country is difficult to send their rescue people team to Beirut, but maybe they can do some maybe they can devote some money to Lebanon. Yeah.
To Lebanon?
Lebanon. And because the news about this event in Taiwan, I think it's very it's very few. So I just know about this event. Even I don't know what the needs of this tragedy. Is the Beirut need some support of medicine or medical staff, or they need some people they can help them to save the people in the port. So I don't know what the country needs. So I cannot make sure of what other countries should do for them. Maybe I can think just to devote some money or something about financial support.
Okay, financial support. What about medical?
Yeah, I don't know, because for example, I don't know whether they need medical staff or not. Because for example, in Taiwan, we have some similar event a few years ago in the Baxian playground, right? And actually, I think during that time, our medical faculty was enough to support us to care these patients. But I don't know the condition of Lebanon. Maybe because I didn't read any news say that they need medical staff. But if they need, I think it was possible for other countries to send some medical cares or doctors or some experts to their country.
Okay, yeah, great. So here for ranking from the biggest to the smallest, let's for you guys to rank the resource that you think is the most valuable.
What is blankets?
Blankets. So when you're cold and you're sleeping, you would need a blanket.
I know. Yeah.
Rug.
I remember this word.
A rug. No, a rug is more like a carpet. A carpet is where you stand on the rug. Yeah, so you don't really use a rug. Rug is more like something you stand on. Blanket, or sometimes we would just use like a sheet if it's not too cold. Okay, so Evan, would you like to give us the rankings first?
I think the most important is medical supplies, and then is money. Okay. And the third one is spiritual support, and then food, and electricity, and the last blanket.
Okay, so for spiritual support, what do you think that includes?
For you mean spiritual support? I think it may be like some religious support, or like some people may have PTSD after this event, and they maybe we need some psychologist or psychologist to support these people.
Okay, great. So Billy, what about you? What is your ranking?
The first priority is medical supplies, next money, next food, next electricity, and next spiritual support, and next brackets. And why? I think when you are hurt, and you always need to some medical care to accept the treatment, to deal with the physical body. So medical supplies is always as the first priority, because we always medical supports always happened in emergency. Okay, and the money, because you need a lot of resources, so you can use money or financial support from other countries to buy what you need. And food, because the accident happened in this situation, always need food, always need food to comfort the people.
Okay, so you put spiritual support very low, so you don't think that mental health is very important here. You're focusing more on the physical part.
Yeah, I think the spiritual support is always is also important, but you need to at first to take care your physical, your concrete situation, and then you have other effort to support your spiritual. I think you always need to take care of your physical body or the concrete situation or statement right now. After that, you to take care of your spiritual.
Okay.
So that's my priority.
Is first. Okay. What about Evan? Can you sort of explain about why you have your rankings and your reasonings?
Yeah, I think as what Billy said, the medical supplies is most important, because just after this event, there there were a lot of casualties, and the medical medical faculty might not be enough to care all of these patients, and then it's money, because all these medical supplies, if not enough, they need to spend the money to buy it, and they need to buy other supplies like food or like blankets, and maybe they need to build some how to say that, rescues for them.
Rescue teams?
Yeah, rescue teams. And I just a little bit I just a little bit I can a little bit indecisive about spiritual support and food, and I put the food behind spiritual support because I just read the news that the event was happened in a port and not a resident a habitant area. So I don't know, is there a lot of people be hurt there, or just some workers that be hurt there? So
Okay, so you're not sure if there's much people that are hurt or have been hurt.
So I don't know, is there a deficit of food there?
Okay. So you're thinking about if they need more medical supplies. If we're not specifically talking about the Lebanon explosion, we're talking about if there's a crisis and maybe it could be an earthquake, then would that change your answer?
Yeah. If that is an earthquake, I'll put the food much maybe just even the food before. I'll even put the food before money in the second place.
Really?
Yeah, because I think if there is an earthquake, most people maybe they don't have a house, and most of the banks or banks may also be closed, so they even can to get money to buy the food, and because maybe there also a deficit of food in the earthquake area. So I think I think food is more important. It's a basic requirement in an event like earthquake.
Oh, you think it's a basic requirement?
Yeah.
What about if it's a typhoon? Would that be a little bit different? For Billy, what do you think?
You mean when we face a typhoon?
Yeah, if it's a typhoon that hit.
Yes, the typhoon, I think maybe I will put the money after the food. Why? Because maybe typhoon will destroy a lot of food. So maybe you will be 困在.
You'll be stuck, maybe or trapped?
Yes, or you will be stuck at a house without any food. So the food become more important than money. If you do not have food, and it's will be not useful in money. I think.
You think it won't be useful, the money?
Yes. If you do not have food to eat, maybe you will die. You died, and you have the energy, or you don't have the life to enjoy the money, spending money. So I think food is become more important than money. Okay. And I think the electricity is always very important as the situation, because we also need to use electricity to use our belongings or our home appliances.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Great. So yeah, I think that's good. Food. It sometimes depends on what natural disaster it is or what type of crisis it is then. But I think blankets is something that you guys don't really think people will need. So what if they're very cold? What if it's like in the mountain and there's an avalanche? Would you put blankets first? Like they need to keep warm or they'll just die?
Yeah. Yeah, because I think that it's Beirut maybe in a not tropical, maybe just is a hot area.
Okay, if it's a hot area, then it wouldn't really matter. Yeah. Okay, so let's continue on with the article here. So, Billy, can you read the first part and then have Evan continue finishing off with the second part?
Okay. French President Emmanuel Macron hosted a summit on Sunday to encourage other world leaders to help Beirut. The virtual conference was held in response to the catastrophic explosion that devastated Lebanon's capital city last week. President Macron said the Lebanon people needed aid immediately and directly. He said, "We must act quickly and efficiently so that this aid goes directly to where it is needed. Lebanon's future is at stake." The conference was co-hosted by the UN and secured pledges of assistance from dozens of countries, including Lebanon's neighbors, countries from Europe and Asia and the USA. The international donors have so far pledged $300 million to help Beirut.
The European Commission promised over 68 million to help Beirut, and EC spokesperson said, "As needs rise, we are providing humanitarian support to hundreds of thousands of the most vulnerable people. The funding will go directly to charities and UN agencies. The Arab state of Qatar pledged the biggest donation from a single country. It's donating 50 million, while Kuwait offered 40 million. There was also spiritual assistance for the people of Lebanon. The head of the Roman Catholic Church, Pope Francis, made a plea saying, "We must well work for the good of this belief country." He added, "I also renew my appeal for generous help from the international community."
Okay, right. So here, how much good will this World Summit do for this incident? What do you guys think about this? Do you think that the World Summit would be useful?
Yeah.
Yeah, Evan, what do you think?
Yeah.
Cindy, sorry, because just I just leave a minute because of the electricity policy. Just electricity just be shut down.
Shut down? Okay, yeah.
So
we'll wait for you then. Do you need us to wait for you? Oh, okay. It shut down?
Yes, a minute ago, because our company use a policy to save the energy.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
When
so this question is for Evan for the discussion question. How much good would the World Summit do? So do you think that this is going to be very useful? And I asked Evan to answer the question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think Macron made a pledge to support Lebanon, and these statements coalesce a lot of different countries to join the donation, and not only the country in the Europe, but also in Middle East, like Qatar and Kuwait.
Right.
Yeah, and it's not only the politicians, but also but also there are donations donations and support from the religious department, like the Pope. He also recruit people to help the Lebanon and to provide spiritual support for the country.
Right. Okay. Yeah. For Lebanon.
Okay.
Lebanon.
Okay. Yeah. So what kind of help does Beirut need right now? What do you think, Billy?
I think it's very clear. They need food. They need financial support. They need more construction worker, or to build house, to build more building or apartment for them to live. And besides, they also need medical supplies. Maybe a lot of doctors or nurses are dying at the accident. So maybe they lack of the medical supplies or medical people to take care, to give them the treatment.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Great.
What I imagine.
So where does the aid need to go? Where do you think it needs to go, Evan?
Need to go? I think, for example, the medical supplies, or the doctors and nurses, they need to go to the hospital and help them to care the patients there, and maybe they need to find a place in Beirut to build a refugee camp, and for the people who lost their house. Yeah, and so that the government can disseminate the food to the refugee camp, and they can put the people they put the people they don't have house to together so that they can provide the resources the resources concentrating on them, and it's much easier for the government to to provide the refugees this help.
Okay, great. Billy, what do you think that Beirut will be like in 6 months? Do you think that this will help to improve their situation?
Because I'm an optimism person, so I think the city will recover very soon, and everything will come back like before. Everything will gradually recover, and just like cities will recover very soon, and all the foundation or all the 重建 all the
rebuilding
basic, yeah, all the basic event or activities will be conducted. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Okay, be conducted. Okay, so they will rebuild the buildings, right? So a lot of things will be rebuilt, and people are trying to get back their lives back to normal, right? So what questions would you like to ask Lebanon's leader, Evan?
I'll ask them how to prevent the event happen again.
Okay, from happening again, right?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so for the next part, we're going to do the role play. So you think the people of Beirut need spiritual support? I'm going to give that one to Billy. And then for Evan, I think I'm going to give you electricity the most. Okay, so here you're going to have 1 minute to think about your reasons. So at least you can have 3 and then use some examples to be supportive. Okay?
Okay. My answer is spiritual support our food. Sorry.
Spiritual support.
Spiritual support. Okay.
Okay, so we'll come back in a minute, okay?
Okay, bye-bye.
All right.